Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair right now, as the little one has taken the blue chair. So I am here back to do a debate with this guy with this weird name. Basically, what happened is I ran into him in a Google Plus chat. He's a ex-twat, ex-bot. He makes a lot of accusations, and then he runs off. So he's been extended a invitation to come in and do a debate. Claims he doesn't know what the debate's about. Claims that I don't have a 4K TV. Blah, blah, blah. Now he can come in and defend himself against the black man in the green chair. But I sent this invitation 15 minutes ago and have got nothing back. And this all started, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. So he can either come in or he needs to forever hold his peace. But I'm going to switch over to the channel in case anybody comes in on it. And that way I'll have a direct line. And I've also got some Mass Effect news just to make sure that everything is I got some other material for you. So here I'm setting up the channel again. I did a live stream this morning of me absolutely getting manhandled in Mafia 3. I've got the Pro build. So, and the Pro's got a patch on it, brought it up to 1440p. Gorgeous looking game. Gorgeous looking game. Enjoying it. They are right. The character is pretty cool. They put some clothing on there, but they've well, on the cutscenes, he's got the same clothing on as default. So I don't know if there's something I can go in and change, or it's just not working right. So, but it is what it is. So, so far, had fun with that and had a couple people pop in to watch that. So I appreciate that. Viewer who always pops in, and then we'll pop back out again. But maybe it's that guy. So, but I still think the one viewer that's in here is me. What's going on, one viewer? That's supposed to be a debate. It's supposed to be this guy with the crazy name. He's been in different chat rooms and stuff like that, espousing a bunch of stuff. So I invited him in, and we're going to see if he shows up. So that's what I'm waiting on now. But if you have any questions or any comments, go ahead and leave them for me. I'm going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was like 9 things about Mass Effect. And then if he doesn't show up by the end of that, I will pop the podcast off and then go ahead and get ready to listen to Weapon Wheel. So yeah, shout out to Weapon Wheel. If they're on tonight, I'm gonna be watching that. But let's go ahead and get started with Mass Effect here. I don't know if you're a Mass Effect guy, viewer. First thing I found out today, this article comes from, I think VentureBeat, I think it was called, venturebeat.com or something like that. So shout out to those people. First one is melee weapons are key to combat. I was speaking on this a few days ago. The melee weapons are a big deal for EA this time around. They're going to go ahead and EA and BioWare. So in close fighting, sounds like that's kind of where they're going with this game, which is fine for me. Like I said, I hope you can. And again, you're supposed to be able to upgrade the fighting, the way you can fight and things like that. So like I said, I'm gonna name, and you can name your weapons. I reported this before, but in case you didn't know, you can name your own weapons. I haven't seen that done. I think back in the day, Final Fantasy X, maybe. I think it was Final Fantasy X. You could name some of your Guardian forces, but that's going back a long time ago. And if I'm wrong, I'll stand corrected happily. But as far as your melee weapons, yeah, just give me a good old fashioned bat, and I'll go to town on somebody. So that looks to be pretty fun. Number 2, planet types. There's going to be different kind of planets. There's going to be story planets with lots of exploration on it. And there's just going, and then there's some other multiplayer planets only. Now, I hope you can still go to these even if you're not in multiplayer, but nevertheless, the story planets are going to have a lot more for you to do, or for us to explore, for us to discover, probably have more stuff on there that we can get. Shout out to the 2 viewers. Appreciate you joining me. Let's see here. I am waiting on a guy to come in that ran his mouth. That's why it's a versus thing, but he's not showed up yet. And I sent him an invitation at 4:45 Eastern time. So we're just waiting to see where he's at. Till then, I'm doing like 9 or 10 things about Mass Effect that just came out beginning of the day. Came out about 9 this morning. Like I was saying about the planet types, story planets, again, supposed to be good stuff. Lots of exploration. Again, like I said, it feels like they're trying to bring back the ME1 type thing where you did get to explore. Granted, it was just a small section of planets, but still, nevertheless, it was fun. Moving to the third thing about Mass Effect, abilities can be toggled on and off for gameplay. There's no class system. So this kind of goes back into, if you're going to go to a planet and it's definitely a hostile planet, you can go ahead and just pull up your soldier features and just roll in with that heavy-handed, big, or you can go Vanguard, which is more of a distance type thing. You're good with a pistol and I think a sniper rifle. It's probably be a good thing if you need to sneak around, or you can do the biotic thing. There's a hybrid thing you can create. So again, but remember, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, if you were a biotic, that's what you were. Now, I think, if you carried your story over, I think in Mass Effect 3, it allowed you to kind of redo your abilities, if I'm remembering correctly. But I could be wrong. And shout out again to the 2 viewers. I appreciate you dipping in. 5 o'clock on a Saturday, you could be doing happy hour, but you're here, and I appreciate it. Let's see here. That was number 3. Number 4. No more Paragon and Renegade options. Now, these are the things, if you had the stick, you could something would pop up and you could go ahead and it'll be either be blue or red or green and blue or something like that. And this was important because if the more stuff you did toward being good, it would take away your options to go to the other side. So if all you did was nice stuff, the only options, it would start eliminating your options to be bad. So this is the word where the word Paragade and Renegon or something like that came from. Which to me are just words that we use in a Mass Effect universe. And I'm doing a Mass Effect thing because we are 60 days away from that game launching, provided it still comes out March 21st. We're 60 days away, folks. So I'm excited. Still waiting on the guy I'm supposed to debate that ran his mouth, but that's what we're waiting on. But so far, he's not here. The Paragon Renegade decision-making has been replaced with casual, hard, or professional. So I don't know how this is going to work, folks. So what's your opinion on this? I have no idea how that's going to work. Shout out to the 3 viewers. I appreciate it. You all coming in. I'm waiting on this guy to show up for the debate. Again, casual, hard, and pro. These are the 3 options that you're going to be given in Mass Effect when you're having conversations. So, but I will continue. Here's something that I just found out this morning. Everybody shitted all over No Man's Sky, except for BioWare. They really liked it. So this Mass Effect is going to have a No Man's Sky influence. Now, what do I mean by that? Craig, what are you talking about? In No Man's Sky, if you had the wrong suit on or things like that, you couldn't go to certain planets. It would affect your body. Now, there were some planets like this in Mass Effect 1, but they got away from them in Mass Effect 2, and I think Mass Effect 3, you didn't see any planets like this. But in this Mass Effect Andromeda, this is the way it's going to be. You're going to have to upgrade your suit to go to some planets, and on some of those planets, you may have a plethora of stuff you need to help your cause. And I think this is good because this makes the game much more tactical. And that's what I'm all about, baby. I like the tactical stuff. Going in full-blown and being hardcore is fun too, but the tactical stuff is fun as well. But I think it was interesting that people shitted all over No Man's Sky, who's a small developer. Hello Games did No Man's Sky, small developer. But BioWare is a huge developer, and they copied some of the things. I think that's cool. The next one, Metal Gear 5 cover mechanic because of the Frostbite engine. So it's not going to be any more moving up to something, hitting A, stepping out of cover, shooting, things like that. It's just going to be, I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you played Metal Gear 5, but you just ran up to the thing. You ran up to your cover, whatever you needed to be. You just pressed yourself against it. So that's cool. Shout out to the 3 or 4 viewers that are watching. Appreciate it. And the 1 viewer. I assume I'm the 1 viewer. So, but because of the Frostbite engine, this was possible. Something else that came across, because EA, so the Nomad, your ground-paced vehicle, was designed by the Need for Speed team. Again, Need for Speed was made by EA. They came in and helped design the vehicle that you're going to be riding on the planets with. Very fast vehicle. And this was a benefit for BioWare of being under the EA umbrella because they're able to access other studios and other people on those studios to get different things. Finally, something that I'm glad they're bringing, because a lot of people have been wondering about this. They're going to have a Halo 5 midair hover shooting mechanic. This was actually one of the fun things in Halo that I've always liked. You can jump up in the air and just start shooting and throwing stuff. And they're going to bring this to Mass Effect, which I think is cool. Also, they're going to have a shoulder changing perspective as well, which makes the game, again, more tactical. More tactical, meaning that you're going to be sitting down playing this. This sounds like a tactical based RPG shooter exploration game. It sounds fun as hell. I'm going to have a ball. I got to stay alive to make sure I stay alive for this. Finally, Horde mode is going to come back for multiplayer. And in Horde mode or in multiplayer mode, we're not going to be able to change any of our abilities. So whatever you choose in Horde mode, that's what you're going to be getting. So if you choose to be a biotic, you can't go back and forth like you can in the single player and change the abilities. So that's it for the Mass Effect news. If anybody else, shout out to the 3 or 4 viewers that are watching. The guy never showed back up. But so if you all have any, let's see here. All right, Widowmaker just got to work. Let's see here. All right, yeah, I'll send you a I'm gonna send you a thing, Jay, because I don't think he's showing up. It's 5:20. So here we go. You know how I have to do this crazy thing. So there's that. But shout out to Widowmaker again, man. Yeah, this just kind of came on, and I got to get your schedule. I may do a podcast tomorrow before the football game so we can talk sports. All right, here, Jay, I'm rolling over to page. For y'all who have houses, Trump suspended the mortgage premium thing. So that's just something that he did. I live in an apartment. It doesn't affect me. But if you own a house, it will affect you. So this FYI. FYI. So, Jay, you can get in here. Can you tell me the difference between the Frostbite engine and the Unreal engine? Oh, come on, thing work. And there's that. But what are y'all thinking about Mass Effect? Because it sounds like it's going to be is going to be pretty good. So, like Jay, I assume I'm trying to find one. Oh, here it is. I'm going to send it to your post-election talk one, Jay. Up now. You ought to believe, yeah, Trump's president. So, but this is my third window, so my computer is processing it eerily slow. So just bear with me. But I thought you had to work today, Jay. So yeah, your thing is still loading up here. Come on. Okay, it says show more. All righty, it's now. So it's there now. Out to the people that are watching. But yeah, so for me, Mass Effect is my favorite. Again, it's my favorite game series. I put it ahead of Gears of War, and I put it ahead of it's my favorite game series. There's no diss on Gears of War, but this Mass Effect to me was just a more comprehensive game. I did like the fact you could save the character.
What up?
Yeah, looks like hey, what's going on, Jay?
Good. I got the house to myself right now because my roommate ass at work. Oh boy, it's time to cut the motherfucking food. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, you sound good. What's happening?
Shit, man. Hey, after I heard what you said about Mass Effect Andromeda, I said to myself, this is the type of game I've been wanting the whole time. I've been wanting a game that's got tactical elements. I've been wanting a game that makes you change up your play style. Now, the whole switching class thing, I'm not really too keen on.
Yeah, that's new. I'm waiting to see how that actually works because it's per mission. With Mass Effect 2 and 3, when you started the game, it allows you to choose, either Vanguard or Soldier, Biotic, something like
or
that.
Sentinel or Adept, which I played as.
Yeah, I tried to play as a Vanguard when I first went through because people were like, well, that'd be like, it's like you're being Han Solo. I'm like, all right, well, I like to be Han Solo. And I just couldn't do it.
Man, let me tell you about Vanguard. Vanguard is what I call a distance closing class because what it does, you lose, in Mass Effect 2, when you're Vanguard, all you have is a pistol and a shotgun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're playing Vanguard, you really need to know how to time your moves right. And you need to know which moves are able to affect your enemies. Like the Vanguard dash, that shit make motherfuckers stutter. I mean, stumble. But Adept was more of what I played as in Mass Effect 3 because, like, my first body class in Mass Effect 3 was a Sentinel.
Yeah.
Now, the Sentinel class is more of a technical class. You're part soldier and you're part biotic because if you look at Caden Alenko, he was a Sentinel on your team. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it's like, when you're playing as a Sentinel, you have the ability to do solid base weapons or biotic base.
All right.
Now my favorite rounds were my favorite kind of ammunition was the kind that was basically biotically charged because what it would do, if you had it charged right, it'd eat through shields and health real quick.
Damn.
Oh yeah. And my first favorite for physical damage was the armor piercing round perk. Especially when you fighting those dumbass Cerberus mech things that show up, at Grissom Academy, on Tachanka. I would get my favorite rifle, my favorite go-to rifle was the damn Widow, not the Widow, but the Vindicator, because the Vindicator, to me, was more of a skilled person's weapon.
Yeah, it fired. Well, that was the one that fired the short bursts, like bop, 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 bop. Yeah, kind of semi-automatic sniper rifle. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, the Vindicator was an assault rifle. The Vindicator was a burst round rifle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, I'm
And the
thinking.
thing I liked about the Vindicator was that it taught you fire discipline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because like a lot of people that I seen play online, like my homeboy Dan,
yeah.
he goes straight for the fucking Avenger. And it made Avenger. Man, it is the standard Alliance assault rifle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate fucking Alliance assault rifles because them shits are so goddamn thin. You know, you get something like the Vindicator. Can you still hear me good?
Yeah.
You know, you get something like the M15 Vindicator, you could really do some damage. Especially if you're fighting enemies that have a lot of shielding, like the Geth. Disrupt around.
Yeah, you just dropped out a minute there. You just dropped out, but you're all right now.
You know, when you're fighting Geth, you know, disrupt rounds work really well against them because they're synthetic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're fighting someone like a Cerberus, you know, a Cerberus Centurion, which were the big motherfuckers that carried the stun, that had the Maddox, the Maddox rifles that were basically straight semi-auto.
Yeah.
And they carried the shields and shit. Oh, them motherfuckers was fun, man.
Yeah.
Because what I would do, like my favorite Omni-Tool ability was Overload, and what Overload would do. I can hear myself echoing.
All right. You're not echoing over here, but all right.
Anyway, can you hear me all right now?
Yeah.
Anyway, so with with Overload literally allowed you to drain enemy shields and refill yours.
All right.
So I'm hoping that Mass Effect Andromeda keeps what made Mass Effect good, but makes everything else even better. And the whole multiplayer only planets, I actually like. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, my whole thing is that I hope that because what they did in Mass Effect 3 is if they gave you shortcuts, if you did not want to go around and find everything, you could go ahead and play the multiplayer, and that would give you, that would bring your EMS level or whatever it was called up. Whereas I never did that. I think I did it one time, and if you had to keep doing it in order to hold it. So it was a different way to play, but I never did that. But yeah, I hope in Mass Effect, I hope this one they bring back the shooting mechanics of the first one, because you remember you had the acidic rounds, you had plasma rounds, you had all that, and they took that away in Mass Effect 2. They gave you the armor piercing rounds, and they gave you the inferno rounds, and if your character leveled up high enough, you could get inferno rounds or something like that. But yeah, I certainly hope they bring that back in
Andromeda,
because they're leaving before Commander Shepard even like he's gone for 2 years, so they're gonna leave in between his 2 years when he's dead. So that's their timeline. So
this game takes place in the middle of 2 and 3, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Really?
Yeah. They didn't want to touch the endings of Mass Effect 3, which made no sense. So what they did was they said,
but hold on. Let me step in real quick, because I remember reading an article somewhere saying that this game actually took place like hundreds of years after the original trilogy.
Well, yeah, because they're frozen they're in cryostasis for 600 years.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because like you said, the Pathfinder project started when Shepard was gone for 2 years. So basically all of the incidents of what you've seen with the Reapers and all the other shit that I thought was kind of fucked up for the story in some cases
never happened with this.
Basically because of the fact that the crew that you're with, they were asleep the whole time. And I just think that the newer enemies are gonna probably pose an even greater threat, because did you see those extraterrestrial robot drones you're fighting?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man, I really hope they go into detail about what. Not really go into detail, but they'll allude to what their purpose is.
Yeah, they're going to have some more briefings, but even with those briefings, you haven't gotten to Andromeda yet. But yeah, this happens. These people leave for Andromeda. Like Cerberus is still looking for Shepard's body in the old Mass Effect lore, and then your people go ahead and leave. And I think the first ones that wake up are the Solarians because they're the actual pilots of the ships and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. This guy's not going to show up, so we're going to officially name this podcast the first Mass Effect Androm-NUTZ. Not to be confused with the Androm-NUTZ podcast, the Androm-NUTZ podcast.
Yeah, might as well put this shit that.
Yeah, because he ain't showing up. It's 5:30. So all right, so the folks that wanted to listen to a debate, this sugar booty guy did not show up. So it's not me. And I sent him an invite on Google Plus. So this for everybody to know, he did not show up. So, but getting back to Mass Effect.
Let me say this real quick about Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I got a question. Can you still hear me? Because I'm actually walking around the house doing stuff. Anyway, the Inferno rounds I never really touched, but when I did use them, they were great against you know the Krogan and Mass Effect 2, how they regenerate?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that shit was great against those guys.
Yeah.
Because you know the thing about Inferno rounds, they were great for fighting against enemies who could regenerate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If your fight, let's say you have a Krogan and maybe 3 or 4 Vorcha around him, you know who I would try to go for first?
For the Vorcha, probably.
I know I would try to go for the Krogan. I would try to kill. I would kill. The reason why I would kill the Krogan because he was the most dangerous one of the group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see why. Yeah, I always pick off the Outriders first to pin the big guy down. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
But for me, when I played Mass Effect, I never really adopted a true strategy. The way my tactics work, it would depend on the situation. Like for example, in Mass Effect 3, where you would have the fucking snipers waiting on you.
Yeah.
Like I would basically when I play infiltrator class, I used to fuck them up so bad. Because like infiltrator class gave you the ability to cloak, right? And the thing I loved about the infiltrator class, it allowed me to phase shift in with a cloak and phase out. So let's say an enemy think they got the bead on me, right? I cloak. You're like, where the fuck Shepard go? And that's thinking I come around in a circle, come off and rip it and yank his ass over the cover and stab him with the Omni blade. And then
you'll be happy to know the infiltrator class is back because they showed that on one of the gameplay trailers.
Oh shit! It's about to be sneaky as hell now.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool too because he was blended in, or whoever, male or female, was blended into the side, was invisible, pulled out a sniper rifle, and it took somebody out like on some steps, while they were still cloaked. So it looked pretty cool.
You know what I hope they have a class for?
What's that?
Deployable mines. Those will work so well. Because
they well could. It sounds like you're just whatever you get there, your main ship is not going to be complete. So one of your goals is going to be to build your main ship up, and that will help you, maintain morale of the crews and stuff like that. So it sounds a lot more tactical than just outright out there shooting.
Yeah.
So it's
that's what I like about this new Mass Effect. Mass Effect 3 was good.
Yeah.
That shit was good. But this was the problem I had with Mass Effect 3. And I'm going to say this to all my other Mass Effect heads out there. Story-wise, I felt like it felt too rushed because, we got the Reapers coming in and the Krogan don't have a cure for the genophage and the Solarians don't have what they need and the Turians are getting their asses raped. and blah blah blah. And then now let me say this bit. Okay, Mass Effect 2 should have been when you cured the fucking genophage. You know what I'm saying? Like what should have happened was in the first Mass Effect, you can either kill Rex or you can keep him. Me, I kept him around because I felt what he was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like they've been treated like black people. That's why I feel like the Krogan have been treated like black people.
Actually, you know what? Side note, I got a tool with a guy online. I said, dude, the Turian, the Krogan, the Solarians actually do reflect people in real life. I said, if you look at the Krogan, they were treated like people of brown skin descent, aka the African Americans.
Yeah.
I said the Solarians were basically, I want to say, who were the Solarians? They were basically the fucking traders. Were considered to be the white people if you look at it from a racial standpoint. But that's not the way I see it. You know, for anybody out there listening, that's not the way I see shit. Because pigmentation don't dictate how a person is. But anyway, can you still hear me good?
Yeah, you are right now. Yeah, you're 5x5 right now. Shout out to the 2 viewers that are watching.
Widowmaker still up in there? Which you can join.
Well, yeah, he just got to work. So I thought he was off today, but he had to go to work. And he was, but I was at that anti-Trump rally. But go ahead with Mass Effect. Go ahead.
Anyway, back to this, like I was saying, to me the Krogan genophage should have been dealt with in Mass Effect 2. And the reason why
Really?
Huh?
I said, really? After all the stuff that happened, you getting killed and everything?
You know the reason why I say it should have been dealt with in Mass Effect 2? Because I'm gonna say this. Okay, Shepard's death for the game was kind of good because it allows you to start that character back over from a slate, and you get to see how other people moved on. You know what I'm saying? And I think what should have happened was when you had Grunt's loyalty mission. Grunt's loyalty mission should have had 2 parts. Okay,
in Mass Effect 1,
2, Mass Effect 2, Grunt's in Mass Effect.
Well, he wasn't in Mass Effect 2. Yeah, Grunt didn't have a. No, Grunt. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I got my timeline mixed up. Yeah. Go ahead.
Anyway, so let's say you have Grunt and Morden's mission run concurrent with each other, right? Like, why are you helping Grunt get his rite of passage to be a full Krogan, even though he was genetically engineered by the Krogan warlord Okeer? You help him get his rite of passage. And as a case of doing so, if you have Morden says, hey, remember when we talked to Malin? I saved that data. I think we need to go convince, you know, the Citadel that not all are bad. Right? And what will happen is that, you know, you will basically be able to cure the genophage, but you don't cure it right out. Basically, what will happen is that at the beginning parts of Mass Effect, your first fucking thing will be to cure the genophage. You know what I'm saying? That will happen early in the game. That will happen. Right. And the way I would have did it was that the Reapers show up, but they don't hit the chunker just yet. You know what I'm saying? Right. Basically, what I'm saying is, had I done Mass Effect, the genophage would have been cured, would have been talked about in the first game, and then it would have been dealt with within the second game. Because
I can see. Yeah, I can understand that.
And also, too, here's something else you gotta look at too. Remember when Garrus Vakarian basically told Shepard, "Well, you know, my dad sat down and listened to what I said." Basically,
Mass Effect 3. Yeah.
Basically, what Garrus would have done in Mass Effect 2 is he would have talked to him, and he would have all everything set up because Garrus said, "Look, Shepard, even though they gave me a few token resources, I use a living program." He said, "I move supply lines for me." And the way and homeboy was talking about 4 years ago, we basically said, "Look, the way Mass Effect, actually 2012, we talked about this shit. No, it's 2011. I said, look, the way they should have done, no, it was 2012. The way they should have done Mass Effect, Garrett should have came up with a plan because Turian's tactical as fuck anyway, right?
Yeah.
What would have been great if Turian had started to evacuate colonies where Turians live, right? Some would have been like, the Reapers don't exist. We haven't seen them. And Gas was like, no, nigga, I fought one close up and I know what they're capable of. So
well, yeah. Well, they know they exist because one attacked the Citadel. Sovereign attacked the Citadel in Mass Effect 1.
I know. And what I'm trying to say is that Garrett should have basically used that, not just to harden defenses and move rations and weapons around. What he should have done with the Turian military parliament was come up with a way to set up traps for Reapers, should they come. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at how the Turian was so close to the Reapers in Mass Effect 3, they were getting fucking.
Well, now you're broken up. Yeah, now you're back.
I mean, the way the like I said, the way the Turians were basically in Mass Effect 3 fighting the Reapers, they were getting their asses destroyed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, they all were. Yeah, everybody was taking an L.
And you know, and also too, what they also realize is that the Reapers basically have the ability to use your own against you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what Sovereign told them. You use our technology, and then your societies develop along the lines we want them to. Then we just come and take you away. So, yeah, I can see where that's been handled. But yeah, they've got what I like about it is that the Nomad has been designed by the Need for Speed team. So that thing's going to be rolling. They said it can go like 80 to 100 miles per hour. So that'd be pretty cool to be speeding along like that. So,
well, you know that's about the game too. While you're exploring, and I think what they do with some of the battles are really thought up too. So you might have a battle pop up. You know what I'm saying? And they're
possibly, yeah.
They're basically, you can either protect the battle or you can just completely bypass it. You know what I'm probably going to do?
What's that?
Participate in the battle. And you know why? Because by your character being a Pathfinder, you're not a Spectre. You don't have Spectre resources. You do have rudimentary combat training and some specialists, but you don't have none of the Spectres have. So my job will be as a Pathfinder is that while I'm out looking for homes for people who are allies of ours, I will basically be figuring out a way to go fight different warring factions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of that so that you can gain access to resources now. And some of those factions will offer you resources, but one may offer you A and the other one may offer you B. You have to determine what your party needs more of. But what do you think about they're not going to have, what about the No Man's Sky influence? You're going to be able to, where in No Man's Sky you would go to planets and they would be toxic and hostile. You couldn't stay. You had to get off the planet, so they're going to have planets like that. So you're going to have to upgrade your ships or upgrade your, your outfit to stay on that planet. Again, that's much more RPG tactical based, kind of like Dragon Age in a way. But
you know what?
What do you think about that?
What I think that's a good thing because it gives you more stuff to explore. I mean, the gunplay, I love gunplay is always awesome in any game if it does it right. But I think with Mass Effect, its main thing is character building, and then setting up. Because see, I think what they're thinking about. You have some place and it can be taken over.
Well, now you're breaking up again.
Am I breaking up?
Yeah, a little bit.
What about now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, you'll start out good and then it'll just fade out. It'll fade down.
Anyway, what about now? Because I'm laying on my bed.
No, that's better right there.
I'm trying to stay in that spot, not move back to help it. But I just think that I think Mass Effect Andromeda is going to correct a lot of mistakes that the first trilogy made. Now, remember that one scene that you walked in the game where you walk in and you meet this woman who was actually a part of the Alliance military? You know what I'm saying?
And which Mass Effect game?
Andromeda. The scene.
Oh, the gameplay? You're talking about the gameplay? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Anders or something like that. That's her name, something like that. Yeah.
You know how rude Ryder was to her?
Yeah, that's based. I was going to get to that. That's on the. There's going to be no more Paragon or Renegade options. This is going to be casual, nice, or professional.
You know what I probably would have been. I probably would have been nice. I said, okay, look, I'm coming up into someone else's establishment. They have armed guards. They want to know what's going on. And I'm hoping that if I'm playing as a male rider, I can do the shit out of Andrews. I really do.
Yeah, and how many people do you think are going to make their male rider look very similar to their male shepherd or female shepherd?
I think the thing is, you make your male and female shepherd, you tend to get really endeared with that character that you made. So it is a very well possibility. Somebody may look at what they see from Mass Effect 3, and if they can port their save data over to Andromeda, you can fucking guarantee you probably will be seeing some of those Mass Effect characters. You might be seeing some permutations from Shepard pop up in this new game here. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
there's no people from Mass Effect that's going to be in this game at all.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you why. My little Gareth carrying crazy ass. That motherfucker could not dance for shit.
Oh yeah, well none of them were really good dancers. Well, Jack had some moves, but they said the Aaron Flynn, he said that's one of the hardest things to animate is people dancing.
Yeah.
However, he said nobody has really ever mastered that at any game. That's why they make games like where you're dancing, you know, but they just said they can't mimic the body movements. It's just too much work. So yeah, it's now what do you think about about the now maybe you would know this because you're more PC oriented. What is the difference in the Frostbite engine and the Unreal engine? The Unreal engine is what Gears of War and things like that are built on. Even Mass Effect 2 and 3 were running a version of the Unreal engine. Well, what are some of the main differences we can look forward to with the Frostbite engine versus the Unreal engine?
Well, the Unreal Engine 4 is beautiful looking, but you know, I'm trying to think. I haven't really researched the Unreal 4 engine like that, but I know the Frostbite Engine 3 is a fucking beast. Right. Because if you look at how Battlefield the PS3, as a matter of fact, how great that shit looked on PC, Frostbite is a fucking monster. And then if you look at Battlefield, brought in, you know, variable procedural weather effects that I like. So I'm thinking the Frostbite engine is going to make the game.
Make it better what? You just cut out. So make it better what? Because you cut out.
What the fuck? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
This is what I think the Frostbite is going to do for Mass Effect Andromeda. If BioWare is able to weather effects in the game, that's really going to change up how you play the game as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like shooters or modern day tactical RPGs, it is always good to have the weather do something really where, like for example, let's say just throwing out a hypothetical example here. Let's say in Mass Effect Andromeda, you go to a planet that's similar to Earth, right? But here's the problem: that planet has some really fucked up weather patterns. Like, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Let me give a shout out to J-Dog R. He's in the live chat. So let me give a quick shout out. But go ahead. Yeah, I'm listening to you. You're talking about you're talking about weather effects with Frostbite, right? Oh yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Anyway, let's say you find a planet in Mass Effect Andromeda. And of course, to everybody in the chat, this is a hypothetical I'm saying. A planet that's basically got a temperate climate like we have on Earth, right? Not too harsh, not too cold. But it has a wicked ass weather system. For example, let's say one day when you touch down in the what's that vehicle called? The Nomad?
Yeah.
Let's say you touch down in the Nomad and everything's all gravy, right? Beautiful sunset. You basically using to jump across huge valleys, climbing up stuff. You're exploring, getting minerals, looking for armor pieces, the whole 9 yards. But let's say when you come to a certain spot in the game, the weather just starts to fucking change procedurally. All of a sudden, you get like the worst. It goes from sunny to having a fucking blizzard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, in Mass Effect, that's not going to happen.
I know.
They confirmed no day-night changes. I wish that's one thing I liked about No Man's Sky, because you could land on the dark side of those planets. Everybody would just always go to the planet facing them, and you could fly around that planet and go to the night part of the planet. But keep going. So Frostbite, you think we're going to see more weather effects then?
Yeah, because of the fact that with Battlefield 4, that was baked into the whole thing. And I've always said, as somebody who went to school for game design for a short period of time, it was a school, Art Institute of Atlanta, the degree was useless as fuck. But I'm glad I didn't graduate. The point I'm trying to make to everybody in the chat is that I think games, especially first-person shooters, really could deal with having a procedural weather changing system. And the reason I say that is because when you deal with procedural weather, and especially if it's really like Battlefield, and you're a sniper, it can really affect your visual range. So you have to change up the particular type of scopes you're using to fit that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a dense fucking fog, it's better to have IR guard. You know what I'm saying? Or in the case of what you seen in Ghost Recon Future Soldier, electromagnetic vision. Basically, electromagnetic vision allow you to see the walls, see where everything is at. You know what I'm saying? So,
cut out. It sounds like you're talking through a tube.
Okay, what about now?
Oh, that's better. Somebody said you need tin foil on your router. That's somebody said in the chat. I told him you were on your phone. You were on your phone.
Yeah, so like I was saying, basically weather effects and shooters, because the game Homefront: The Revolution.
Oh yeah, that game was straight garbage. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, even though it was straight garbage, I'm still gonna play it because I like Homefront. Now I know some folks gonna say, JD33, why are you playing such an ass game like that? I'm like, even though it's hot fucking garbage, I will give it a try. Just because the game was hot ass garbage to somebody else, I still think it has some salvageable attempts of what Crytek was trying to do. I mean, the whole idea.
That's on the Crytek engine? That game was on Crytek's engine?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, all right. I mean, it as far as the way the game looked, it was all right. But yeah, it was kind of straight garbage.
Now that we talking about Homefront, I'm finna say this real quick. Everybody in the chat, everybody listening, your boy JD33 is a fan fiction nerd at heart. I actually wrote my own version of Homefront, right? All right, you ready to hear it?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Give us a cliff notes. Give us a cliff notes of it.
Okay. My version of Homefront, of course. My black ass is the main character. And I'm kind of using my cousins who I'm close with. But what I did was I looked at how Homefront: The Revolution started out. The whole U.S. borrowing the Apex technology from North Korea was a good Trojan horse for them to come break into our country, through a virtual back door. So what I did was I based it around I want to say, like after I graduated high school. You know what I'm saying? And me and my family, my cousins, and even my friend. And I think if I start writing it up again, I'm going to introduce you and Widowmaker in there as characters that kind of fit into. So basically, what I did was my main character's girlfriend was Korean American. And this is why I did that. Because if you look at Homefront dealt with the Koreans coming to take over America. And of course, when you have somebody who basically over and doesn't look like you assume everybody's like them is bad. So what my character's girlfriend represents is that all Korean people aren't bad. And what I did was I told them from the standpoint that the KPA wasn't exactly an evil force. It was just doing what they were told by the government.
Yeah.
The problem, but the problem was, can you my sister come in and do? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm saying, do I sound okay?
You cut out right there, but you came right back on.
What about now?
Yeah.
Anyway, I shall continue. Basically, the military arm of the Korean government, a civil war, so to speak. You have a male 4-star general and a female 2-star general. The male 4-star general, I think his name was Chang. He is a real misogynistic male chauvinist. Now, General Zhao, I think was her name. Zhao before the U.S. fell through the cracks. She married a black senator. She married a black senator who was Republican, but he was basically in this timeline. The Republican Party and Democrat Party never switched. You know what I'm saying? So she marries him. His name was Senator. His name was Senator Shivali. She marries Jamil Shivali, and Shivali has a child from his marriage. The wife died. His first wife died. So while he marries her, his son is basically about to graduate high school and college. So if you look at the whole front of it, I had the whole green zone, yellow zone, and the red zone, right?
Right.
And basically, General Shivali is pivotal characters in our story. Because the way I set the whole thing up is that Zhao is going against Chang and the government because he's doing irrational shit. So what happens is that the KPA split. You see the KPA start. You see factions of the KPA fighting Chang's KPA, and you also see them helping the resistance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, your phone is going in and out. Somebody commented. They said they like you, but you may need to get on the roof for a better signal.
I ain't gonna fall my ass in a damn roof.
I know. I know. Hey, couple more. Hey, that's better. Hey, couple more Mass Effect questions here. Right, what do you think about them bringing? They're bringing melee weapons.
Oh shit!
So not only your Omni tool, but apparently you'll be able to craft and upgrade your weapons. So you could have something like in that game, The Last of Us, where you had the 2x4 with the spikes. So.
Man, I almost tripped over this damn animal. Man, can you hear me good now?
Yeah. Yeah, but what do you think about that? That's and apparently it's a big deal. It's going to have its own slot. Like when you would have your gun slot or your rifle slot or something like that. You're actually going to have a melee slot. And it's apparently a big deal because they really.
I don't know how I feel about that.
How's that?
Hell yeah, because you know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I already got the perfect weapon in hand. And a space age katana.
Well, yeah, I'm just going old school Louisville Slugger with spikes.
Well, you would go old school. Matter of fact, you know what I would? Have a fucking electrified armor piercing sword axe. That's what I have.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. And then finally, they're gonna have story planets and with lots of exploration. So it sounds like you'll go to some planets and they'll just flat out be more to do and more to discover.
Oh man.
And right now there's no DLC confirmed, but there's a possibility of a Scorpio build. But it would be like a Game of the Year edition of it, and then they can do a Scorpio build. That's according to BioWare. So what do you think about a possible straight 4K 60 Scorpion build? May not be for a year or two, but do you think it'll be worth it?
You know what I think? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
chat. Okay, everybody listen to the podcast. 33 about the
Well, now you cut out again. You're all right, though. It could be here. I mean, it's cloudy here in Kentucky.
Well,
so where I'm at in Kentucky.
I got a big ass shit of rain outside. Can you hear me fine anyway? Shit.
Yeah, you found right now. Wherever you are right now, that's good.
Look, this is how I feel about the whole 4K 60 thing. From the words of my esteemed associate colleague King Punchy, it's not gonna be no 4K 60. I say that. It might be 4K 60, but it ain't gonna be no fucking ultra settings. I know some of the Xbox fanboys out there saying, fuck JD33. That damn pony. Before you call me a pony, I own the 360 Slim, I own the game tablet, the goddamn piece, so shut your ass up to hear what the hell I'm saying. Anyway, the whole thing with the 4K 60 to me is silly, right? I think that game probably is gonna be probably at the most 2K. Basically get everything running, moderate polygon textures, the really good quality, and maybe unlock frame rate. You know what I'm saying? Because speaking of the Scorpion, One Stop did a video talking about the pricing of this shit. Now,
we'll see. We have to see what the price actually is. I mean, that to me is everything. I still stay. I'll say $5.99. I say $5.49 to $5.99. So
I say the price will be between $5.99 and $6.99. That bitch is gonna be the price of the PS3 when it first came out. It's probably gonna be some fire shit, but they ain't gonna have no games. What the fuck? Because on the side note, you still hear me as I ramble on about this?
Huh?
I said, did you hear what I just said? I need to repeat myself.
Yeah, I heard you say it's not gonna have no games. So
okay. Here's why I say this. This isn't shooting no shit. This is just observation of JD33, what I've done over the past, 3-4 fucking years since these new consoles been out. Microsoft has not really released no new IPs. They've had the same IPs from last generation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, they released new IP. People just didn't support it. I mean, now that they just because Sunset Overdrive and Rise, that's new IP.
Yeah, they are.
And Quantum Break? That's new. They just did not support it. For whatever reason, they didn't go out and buy it. So
exactly. So here's what I think. Can you am I coming through your feed okay?
Yeah, you broken up a little bit, but go ahead.
Damn, it's shit. As I was saying, the Scorpion build is probably going to be nice to look at, and everything I love nice to look at shit, but still, I don't think the Scorpion is going to be this super duper machine because something tells me they're going to probably use a technology rendering tech similar to what the PS4 Pro has, because let's face it, PlayStation tends to come up with some innovative shit. Nintendo comes up with some innovative shit. Microsoft just goes behind Nintendo and say, hey, I like this idea. I'm going to tweak this. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's this. I give you a prime example. Remember the whole thing with DirectX 12?
Oh, yeah, which I understood what it was, but those X squats were making it sound like it was more than that.
Man, fuck them dumbasses. Let me tell you what DirectX 12 was. Back in 2013, Battlefield used a little-known system called Mantle. Mantle basically allowed you to program all the way down to the middle of the GPU to get all the performance you need. No performance deficiencies. Performance deficiencies cut down. Your GPU is more efficient. You know what Microsoft does? They basically go. Look at the fact that Mantle's able to run instruction sets in parallel now When you run shit in parallel, you can do a whole lot more. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Think about a water pipe setup. You may have one big pipe, you have 4 medium-sized pipes. Those 4 medium-sized pipes are going to move more water than that one big pipe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, take that attribute and apply it. Mantle basically made your instruction sets run more efficient because they were in parallel. DirectX 11, everything was in fucking serial, as in one straight line. Graphics, calculations, sound, everything on one line. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you.
Mantle made this shit parallel. So you know what Microsoft motherfucking ass do? They go copy the living fuck out of AMD's Mantle and say we got the change that to DirectX 12. Maybe change one of the features, but it's the same fucking thing. But you know what Mantle does? Turn into Vulkan. OpenGL and DirectX were always API competitors for video cards. DirectX, OpenGL runs on it.
That's true, yeah. Hey, not to cut you off, but hey, Weapon Wheel just started, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump to that. But so you think overall Mass Effect Andromeda, you think thumbs up from what you see so far, or
what I see so far? Hell yeah,
thumbs up then.
Triple thumbs the fuck up.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Since this guy didn't close it, this guy didn't show up. This sugar booty guy never came in. So this is the first Androm-NUTZ podcast. I think confused the Androm-NUTZ. We'll try to bring another one of these back to you guys. Maybe Tuesday. I'm off on Tuesday. So maybe Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, we'll do another one. Some more Mass Effect information comes out. But till then, go ahead.
If it's Tuesday and I don't go to work till 3 o'clock that day, you might as well do one around fucking, I don't know, 10:30, 11. Shit.
All right, yeah, if some more information comes out, that'll be cool, yeah, because I'll be scouring, because we are officially 60 days away from launch, folks, provided the game doesn't get pushed back. But till then, it's the black man, I'm in the blue chair right now. My main man, JD33. I'm going to hop off here and jump and listen to another podcast that gets me cracking up all day long. It's a guilty pleasure. So shout out to everybody that listened today. Shout out. Thanks for coming in, JD, on short notice.
Anytime.
Yeah, people can disagree, but let's not be disagreeable. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in and listening. He's out.
Eat a Snickers and beat it.